Oh, dear Tucker Carlson, I want to ask you personally because I heard you went to Trinity College. Connecticut colleges and universities and interstate, interbranch. There's a whole bunch of people with New Britain Superior Court, with Hartford courts, involved with racketeering leading up to and in the Trade Center attack context. And since it, and they've been using databases for racketeering where they're pretending things recorded into databases. These are a whole bunch of people with former director of the FBI and his defending capacities and his co-defendants, one with a daughter in my grade, and other and roles with other kids in my grades that were put in my classes involved with database racketeering. People weren't in my classes pretending they had conversations and be tied to it. I caught them with a principal sex offender. They forced at first. Also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with a whole bunch of medical, fire, EMS, and judges and police forms associated with Sandy Hook, Newtown, involved with human trafficking. Now, these are also families that recorded and confessed and demonstrated racketeering roles with how and uses of houses in my area by them as people they used with I had no class with and all exceptions exploited criminally. In other words, they're preventing me free speech and they're forcing people to fight about what is debatable, what's not even debatable. In other words, they're controlling conversations. This is also in relationship. For example, courts admit, confess, and record. They pretend that things can only be true or false when there are actually recorded, per science, five connected simultaneously identities of positive truth, and they are either positive true simultaneously or not. See, but they're preventing that from being demonstrated. They're forging names, switching names, attaching innocent people to fake conversations, fake relationships to others, either human trafficking roles. WFSB attached me to fake words. So now the court attached me to fake and my family to fake words, fake locations, fake ties to other people, fake natures of ties to other people too. Like with a Joshua Julian, and recorded with interbranch Facebook pages involved with sexual crimes with a principal sex offender. But they hid that then and that now, because this is people right through administrations, whole bunch of all the administrations with this racketeering method. That's why no one spoke for the impositions upon areas like North End of Hartford before then, while all those shootings. Of course, they're going to have shootings. This is a breaching racketeering method there rolls with originally and still. Victims, but as victim predators. Forgiveness is to have someone allowed free speech that with sequence true, the order of the finite true, active value true, and progressive value true simultaneously, and identities actually course simultaneously. So I've asked Fox, Connecticut News, I've asked CNN, National News, I've asked National News Online for help, for a response. You can't sue your way out of courts that are going to use those locations criminally. That's recorded. You can't sue your way out of not being allowed rights offensively, and they're stacking crime max and methods involved with it. This is the whole story too. They have witness protection program stewards recorded involved with them with racketeering with my area. There's an officer, Jerry Miller. There are a whole bunch of people. There's a Jerry Kerr, a Mike Kerr. His father had the name Jerry Kerr too. And they have houses and they have religious spots next to them. Also involved with Justin Klavinskis with and there's a web school. They have other people with a web school involved with racketeering with the FBI and with CIA. We have a Scalora family also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with racketeering acts with the FBI, CIA, and with Saudi families that don't even realize because they're involved with other, except for the ones that were part of that. But attack, because this is outside of the Trade Center attack context with the Ninth Circuit right next to it. Before the attack, leading up to, even though I'm from Connecticut, these are interbranch Connecticut intercampuses database racketeering acts, identity theft clicks, complete strangers pretending other now because they have to hide their live progressions without being able to talk, without being able to afford people writing. Since I was a kid, they wouldn't put anything in writing. So also, Judge Napolitano, for example, um, I forgot your name. The guy associated with Trinity College, who went to college there. Now this is also on and off Zion Street through time, on and off the fire department next to it, houses next to Trinity College on Zion Street, the bars there. Recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with racketeering with houses next to the high school. That I don't know the names of, but they know my name, not by accident. These are some racketeering with judges since I was a kid. This is racketeering with former director of the FBI's co-defendants and himself and other FBI since I was a kid. This is racketeering that was entrenched here since before our founders' births. So you have to be able to report crimes, and if someone wants to deny them, you have to have the right to deny them on paper. See, they are using the crime method of preventing anything on paper and pretending other because they put a charge before. When they put charges, they have recorded that involved with human trafficking as well. The people who are pretending it's not true, they gave me writing in the past, they put charges with no writing and they made confessions and demonstrations of their roles with human trafficking acts, switching off, arresting officers, putting me, but not just putting me into fake locations that way though, and fake ties to other people that way. Like an East Hartford officer Magnanos is recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with pretending another officer doing all kinds of crimes with my town and with East Hartford police and with New Britain police, and beginning with a promise to appear. Then they kept changing the arresting officers, pretend they made mistakes. And they did that, and then they presented themselves to judges, and or they had the lady had made them act. This detective Samuda, he's got a black and white female judges involved with a principal sex offender, and this guy pretended he was an arresting officer with me. God knows what he's telling in the background because I was never arrested by him. He pretended other because he walked in and looked at a judge from behind me when I was inside the court. These people are implying things were said that never were. And they're attaching me to fake words, fake locations, fake ties to other people. I've been asking for a long time online for a response. If you call the phone, they lie about what is actually recorded over the phone. Even with the principal sex offender they forced, not told on. With the other ones really tied to his campus then, and the other ones in intercities. As the ones involved with on and off intercities, on and off your Trinity College, on and off UConn, on and off Central Connecticut State University. CNN is also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated they won't let anyone tell on their roles with racketeering with the FBI and CIA and with judges, with racketeering with them, uses of CCSU, uses of their fake news crime acts. CNN, please respond. Then you can change that. You can't change the time impositions and the extortion and the torture of me and of other people. Now I can't make a living until I have this settled because of the racketeering with the interbranch uses of all the identity ground locations tied to like the gyms. Manchester PAL has family members of leaderships of that involved with racketeering at CCSU. That was leading up to in the Trade Center attack context, which is serious stuff. See, but we have serious being used for fakes to pretend they're serious about something that is legitimately serious so they can pretend they're legitimate as fake punks. So you have to have a place to press the button on you guys when you guys are blocking us out and for getting this from free speech. When you try to put the time in positions, they're stacking more natures of crime acts and families than against us. Because now we have to talk bad about like an Officer Poison. I don't know this crackpot. He's recorded physical delusions and racketeering with mail crime, wire crime rolls with a principal sex offender. I want to fucking, excuse my language, I need a response. And I need and the judges to pick one name in sequence with the sick prosecutors associated with interbranch racketeering from my town against me and against little kids. On and off the state judicial branch offices. Whole bunch of people tied to Fianzas. Whole bunch of people tied to Fox Connecticut News. Whole bunch of people tied to a WFSB. On and off their locations with the intelligence community involved with you guys. With the Justice Department. Sick. Now, these are people involved with racketeering uses of Washington cases already. Every topic in the news, every treatment of everything. See, originally and still. So you follow mandated law. And if someone wants to debate what I say, have them pick one name in sequence and get them out the paper now. Now. I don't have fucking time. I could have had 2-3 careers. You're making everyone speak through other people criminally. You have doctors of psychology forging names, switching names with child sex offenders. Pretend they had conversations with me, like this Dr. Brendan Leahy. He's got a son, Brendan Leahy. The whole women and women in their family with a Hartford triage. With like they have triage mental evaluation with various natures of courts with their drug clicks with them. That were involved with my new and past neighbors, with the Dillon family, other people involved with child offenders of a whole bunch of juxtaposed natures. Then you try to call them, they start fights, playing these games. Everyone pretending, everyone preventing you free speech. Everyone attaching you to fake ties to people that are tied to them and to their family members, fake conversations with them. Everyone doing all these games, forging names, switching names. They're starting fights. Because now if a problem happens and someone reacts, I'll react to it now. They're going to lie about that and value what they've been lying about. So get me a response to them now. We have the Wethersfield police chief's daughter recorded, confessed, and demonstrated crimes with them with a principal sex offender. You guys are fucking making allegations about people that are recorded true things. Then you guys are faking recorded things in the databases with sick courts. Now, these are families with Sandy Hook, Newtown tied to my area and to racketeering with the principal sex offender, as the ones with the judges, various natures of courts, prosecutors, their families and kids involved criminally. So give me a goddamn response picking one name. They attach me to fake yelling. 2, it's a fucking problem. They are fucking positive. Racketeering here. Making you all value fake positive. Fake righteousness, fake freedom. Fake identity. You have black groups, white groups. Fake. This is humanity's course. Boxings. You don't even learn our science is told because we're the various departments, the educational department, their extended family members, themselves involved with the interbranch, my town's police chief's daughter, themselves involved with principal sex offenders because they're little sick creeps. They can't pretend to be anything other. In relationship to what they've been talking in the background. And then when I talk online, that brings them all. But I thought you said this. Because they've been pretending things to people. Both criminally, highly criminally. The Wethersfield Mazzucato Bakery and Modern Pastry involving a whole bunch of men and women stealing my identities. Criminally pretending they want privacy. If they want privacy, then get out my name and get out the paper now. I asked NICE to report the crime acts recorded. They pretend they don't understand me. You're morons. So give me a response. I asked you 50,000 times. Don't pretend you're going to have an election and you guys have integrity to be part of it. Indict yourselves then. And go! Or respond here. Follow mandated law now. I don't have no fucking time, motherfuckers. I've been asking for in a straight line since before the Trade Center attack to report this, recorded, confessed, and demonstrated. Military, foreign, and domestic also inclusion here. Hartford courts. One word reports. I caught you cold. All right. Now pick one name in sequence. Let's go. Do the right thing, Fox Connecticut News. Give up! Respond now in writing and fire those people. And let's go, because we're going to look deep into your neighbors there, too, with those buildings. Watch, because you want to hide behind that. What are you hiding behind? Why do you want to make it so hard? Give me a response in writing now. Have those judges pick one name in sequence and have the prosecutors be responsible for themselves with their sick kids because they're sick sills. Get them from my name, Brian Silver, recorded, confessed, and demonstrated by people tied to him, by those courts, recorded involved with child sex offenders, racketeering as prosecutors. A Soulsby guy, recorded, confessed, and demonstrated, involved with them. Various natures of courts, intercities, involved racketeering with uses of CCSU. All these chemists of each age. They can't speak for innocence. They can't speak for one. But as a criminally flawed, influenced, sick nature. That's recorded. Now follow mandatory law on time. They have time treatments also. Going ways too fast, too slow. Criminally involved here. Sequences. They're preventing that from being told on. When you try to tell them that, they stack you to fake recorded words. Fake ties to other people. Respond now!